doing? Happy New Year. I hope this year has started off well for you, even though we're only 3 days in. I thought I'd start off the year with a book haul, because over the Christmas period I had my parents staying with me, which was a bit of a strange reversal of things. But yeah, we ended up going book shopping on one of the days. With a small indoor market near where I live, and there's a little bookshop there where they cram as much as they can in, and it's sort of double stacked on some of the shelves. I think there are some shelves where it's triple stacked, so you do really have to dig there, and you can spend a whole day there really and find all sorts of random stuff. And we came away with a pretty good bunch actually. So there's 3 books here that my wife picked, I think 4 that I picked, 1 that I wasn't sure about getting, but then my dad got it for me because I was being indecisive, and I'm very glad that he did. So let's get into them. So the first one is The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, which is sort of an autobiography by Jean-Dominique Bauby, and it's about an editor who suffers a stroke and is paralysed, and he can only move one eyelid, and apparently he's dictated this book with his eyelid, I think it's kind of quite harrowing, but also quite moving, so yeah, an interesting one to have around. Next up we have Pollyanna Grows Up by Eleanor H. Porter. I've read Pollyanna, it's very good, and I think my wife really likes those sorts of books. I think this would be a fun one, but this sounds quite sad. She's moved away and she's having loads of fun in Europe, and then she comes back and Dr. Chilton is dead, and Aunt Polly has fallen on hard times, so sounds quite sad. Then there's Elizabeth and Her German Garden by Elizabeth Vaughn Arnhem. I think we're slowly collecting a little collection of Vaughn Arnhem's books. I really want to read the Enchanted April, but this one sounds interesting, and going off the synopsis and the title, wondering whether it's autobiographical or sort of based off her own diaries or not. I don't know enough about her life to know, but it seems like she's escaping, sort of her domestic life, when she goes into a garden, and she has this overbearing husband, who she calls the Man of Wrath, which sounds troubling. It sounds like a good book. I might try and get to that either before or after the Enchanted April. And then next up are my choices. I think I was in the mood for sort of sad, kind of heavy French books. So I picked up The Outsider by Albert Camus, which I've actually already read. I read it in a couple of days. It's only a little thing, and it's just one of those landmark books, a book that I've always wanted to read. I've been dipping my toe into existentialist writing, I hadn't read this one yet. So this was good, and I'll talk more about that in my January wrap up later this month. And then there's Jean Cocteau, L'Enfant Terrible, I want to say. Well, I'm not gonna give it another go. And this is about a brother and sister who must die in following out the rules of the game, which is like their own invented version of real life. Again, it sounds heavy, but I recognised the title from somewhere, and just sort of appealed to me for some reason. So I might try and get to this month actually, because it's only small. I think I can fit it in, but there'll be more on that when I go into my January reading plans, hopefully soon. And then the last few here, there's J.M. Coetzee, In the Heart of the Country, which sounds really disturbing and quite interesting. So there's a farmer, I'm guessing a white farmer in South Africa, who he's starting a relationship with a black woman, So this kind of racial, it's described here as this lurch across the racial divide marks the end of a tenuous feudal peace. Kind of looking into the past of South Africa and racial relations and stuff like that. So it sounds, again, heavy but interesting. Then there's Nathaniel Hawthorne, The Scarlet Letter and Other Tales. I haven't read any Nathaniel Hawthorne yet, but I was watching Jordan Parsons, and he was doing his book postscript tag, I think. I think he said that Hawthorne was one of the authors that he'd been really enjoying recently, and he'd been in the back of my head for a while, so that kind of pushed me on to actually actively seek out some Hawthorne, and came across him the other day, so I'm very pleased to have that, and we'll hopefully read that later on this year. And then finally, this is one I wasn't sure about reading. It's kind of umming and ahhing, so I'd already got a fairly big pile, but my dad bought it for me and then gave it to me, and it's John Webster. So 3 plays. So it's got The White Devil, The Duchess of Malfi, and The Devil's Law Case. I've read The Duchess of Malfi before. It's one of my favourite plays, but I haven't read the other 2. So they sound really interesting, and it sounds like this edition is trying to, probably with the introduction and the selection of these 3 plays, is trying to set up Webster as a great poet, and second only to Shakespeare as an English tragedian, which I haven't read nearly enough English drama to really make that judgment for myself, but we'll see what his other plays are like, so I'm looking forward to dipping into some Webster. But there we have it. That's our book haul. We're at the end, so I will see if I can do a little Steve stack here. So we have John Webster, 3 plays. We have Nathaniel Hawthorne, The Scarlet Letter and Other Tales. We have J.M. Coetzee, In the Heart of the Country. We have Jean Cocteau, The Enfant Terrible. We have Albert Camus, The Outsider. Elizabeth von Arnhem, Elizabeth and Her German Garden. We have Eleanor H. Porter, Pollyanna Grows Up. And then finally we have The Diving Bell and the Butterfly by Jean-Dominique Bauby. So there we go, a very manageable Steve stack and a nice little book haul for the beginning of the year. I'll be back soon with I think I'm going to mash together my sort of December wrap up along with my sort of 2021 year in review and sort of 2022 books. So that's in the pipeline, and hopefully we'll be up soon before we're like halfway through January. We'll see. That should be soon. But in the meantime, I hope you're doing really well, and I'll see you again soon. All right, bye-bye.